going on, guys? Welcome back to the No Job Rob Show. In today's video, I just wanted to talk about my relationship with weed. Being that it's 420, figured there was no better time than today to do that. Yes, I am celebrating the holiday, but I'm gonna try to tie this back into my channel and my business and why I haven't been uploading as frequently lately. But as always, I have some great entrepreneurial content and methods to make money online coming up, so make sure to subscribe for that. So I first started smoking weed when I was about 15. By the time I was 16, I was smoking it every single day. And I'm 29 now, so this has been something that's taken up almost half of my life. And I always had a lot of misgivings about doing drugs of any kind. But I always kind of viewed myself as a person with very low drive and ambition, and I later came to realize that that was largely because I was hijacking the pleasure and reward centers of my brain with other things like video games. But it kind of reached a point where it's like I might as well, like my life is very dull anyway, I might as well just try weed and see if it does anything for me. And for a while it definitely did. It just felt like a completely different way to experience my own life, and it felt like it opened so many doors in my mind to appreciating things in a whole new way. I just felt like it completely revolutionized my concept of how to enjoy music, movies, nature, just really anything, you know, food especially. It's kind of weird to say, but my dopamine levels were so low that I didn't even honestly really care about food that much. But weed helped change that, and it made me feel alive, and it was awesome for a while. So I started to form these ideals surrounding weed, and I would tell myself, okay, weed makes everything better. So I would want to smoke before, during, and after everything. And it got to the point where I wouldn't even eat unless I would smoke before I was eating, so that I felt like I could enjoy it. And the second one was that I would tell myself weed brings people together. And not that that's untrue, because I have a lot of close friendships to this day that were founded on smoking together, because it felt like it was so impossible to be bored when I would smoke early on, that we could just get together, smoke, and then whatever it was that we did was enjoyable. But over time there became a gradual shift from it makes everything better to it makes everything normal. And because I was so attached to those ideals that I had, it took me a long time to fully realize that I wasn't even enjoying being high anymore. It was just what I did. So I was spending all this money on it and creating all this anxiety around it for something that was giving me very little back in return. And many of these years that I'm talking about, weed was still extremely illegal in most places. So I had this like existential fear from driving around with the weed and just people realizing that I was high. I was always so afraid at school that I would get in trouble for it, even though I would still feel the need to like sneak out between classes and smoke. And at my job I would be so paranoid, and I'd always think, oh, they can smell it, they can see my eyes are red, and they can tell. So I finally had to be honest with myself and say, if you're continuing to do this on a constant basis and you know you don't even enjoy it and you even regret doing it, then you're showing some serious patterns of addiction here. But that in itself was a very slow process, because I was still able to skate by even being high for my entire life. You know, I still felt like I had a good social life, and I was doing things as a musician, and I was getting good results at work. So even though I had this surreptitious disconnect and fear and anxiety building up around it, I didn't really have to call myself out until in the course of the last couple of years, when I tried to pursue entrepreneurship and I really had to start policing myself. It became more and more apparent that the lack of certainty that I would be experiencing and the lack of drive from feeling like I had accomplished something, or in other words, tricking my brain into being rewarded just from getting that pleasure release from being high, it took away from my willpower and my ability to power through things that I didn't want to do. So aside from the thousands that I've spent on it, there have definitely been some failed businesses of mine that, you know, if they had succeeded, probably if I hadn't been smoking while trying to set them up, and I would have had that focus and that discipline, then they could have been scaled to six-figure businesses by now. So I don't think it's ridiculous to say that weed has cost me over $100,000. So I'm turning a new page here. It's Easter tomorrow, and then after that I'm going to be embarking on a water fast. Not sure how long that's going to last, but I feel like there are definitely some things that I want to try to purge out of my system, try to get my body healing myself, and then experience the mental clarity that comes from that and from not smoking. But I just wanted to share that because I feel like marijuana addiction is not taken seriously, because it's not physically addictive, but people form addictive patterns of behavior around it and dependency on it. And maybe some of you watching this will recognize that in yourselves and start to make a change. And this should go without saying, unfortunately it didn't for me. money, but don't try to start a business while you're high. But thank you for watching, guys. I'm going to consider this the season 2 premiere of the No Job Rob Show. So like I said, I have some more entrepreneurial, some actionable content, some methods to make money online coming up. I'm going to talk about some of the money I've made with affiliate marketing on this channel, even without really much of a follower base whatsoever. So I encourage you guys to stay tuned. Again, thank you for watching today. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you very soon. And this has been No Job Rob. Have a great day, everybody.